Okay, this is the scene in the workshop today. Progress is happening. Um, this is a piece of Douglas that I am making into a windowsill. It was milled down the road, very local. Really well milled, actually, from the little place in Newbridge. Really nice, very, very good wood, actually. This is some material that I've got from West Street Antiques in Raider. They've got a whole load of amazing heavy-duty upholstery cloth and fabric, and I've got quite a lot of it. And this is the Yurt coming on. Just got 2 more roof panels to do now. I had a problem with accuracy whereby the roof panels didn't quite align with the edges of things. However, I have rectified it. So now the roof panels are all in position around the place apart from the last 2, and they align almost exactly. And I'm about to, no, I'm not because I've had a beer, but I'm about to, next thing I'll do is make the final panels that go in here. And they'll be tricky because, I mean, there's just angles everywhere, and they're quite, like, this angle is different from that angle, and that angle is different from that angle, and the angle up there on that one is different from the angle on that one. So just to make it up as I go along. However, the rest of it is looking half reasonable. The cross members more or less line up, and all the way around, you know. Where the edge of the wall comes up, the cross members aren't exact. Well, that one's got a bit of waning edge there, but they're kind of pretty good. They're even. About half of the width of the cross member is there, proud of the side walls. And, well, the walls, there's no sizes. Well, there is 16 of them. There's still some discrepancies between the heights of things, but that's not a problem. I can just put wedges in or something. Anyway, it's all looking quite good, actually. That's pretty good. That's probably the worst one, actually, now. Oops. But there we are. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And now I am going to have a break because last week I have made so many mistakes and I had to do so many things 2 or 3 times. Well, 3 times at least, anyway. And also my best mate, or at least one of my few, very, very few best mates, but probably my best mate. Well, best living mate, probably, is just about in hospital, having major stuff happening. And some of the major stuff he's got going on is the same major stuff that I had going on a few years ago. So it seems like he might be coming out of hospital this week. So I'm going to go and see him and hang out there and see if I can help take care of him. Well, you know, at least make some low residue food and try and keep a calm atmosphere going for a little bit. I know what he'll feel like. He'll feel absolutely blown away. He'll feel like one of those seed pods being blown about. So there we are. That's the frame for one of the skylights over there. I had to take it out when I was adjusting the widths of the frames. Oh yeah, that's it. So I didn't, I was previously thinking I could do all these adjustments either by lowering the hub a little bit or whatever. What I actually did was went round them all and sawed a little bit out from there. So that's what I did. And it didn't actually take as long as I thought. I wasn't really looking forward to it, but it wasn't so bad. And this is the panel above the door. So that's done. Well, this frame for it is done. And there we are. So I was going to make a lantern, like a roof light, I don't know what you really call it. I think it's called a lantern. It sits on the top of there, and it would, you know, have some sides and then another roof and more openings. And the only reason I was going to do that was so that there would be somewhere at the top of the yurt that I could open to let the flies out. And because I've lived in these kind of things, and I know that will happen. And so I was going to build this whole new thing on the top of there, which was, you know, given how long this is taking, how long would that take? So what I've realised, now I see these beautiful, all these frames appearing, I'm beginning to realise that actually, if I was to make the piece above the hub a solid, shallow dome, like I've done lots of times, and include on the edge of that the flashings that, like Velcro, more Velcro, that seal it, weather-wise, down to the roof. That would be relatively simple. And then within these panels, well, not panels, but those bits of frame up there, instead of covering that with plywood on the inside and vinyl on the outside, I could make some opening windows in there. I could definitely make 2. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it'd be lovely with, say, 4. It'd be lovely if they were all windows, but, you know, there's just got to be some kind of point of simplicity going on now, because otherwise this will take all summer, and that's just, well, I'm not really up for it, actually. I love what I'm doing, but the rest of my life's been on hold for 6 months now, and I haven't even booked a gig. So, you know, I think it's time to start kind of finishing it. Anyway, I don't want to get too carried away. So, yeah, it's happening anyway. It's, you know, I've got a whole load of windows and doors and frames and stuff. Glass is a bit of an issue that I'm a bit worried about now, because I realise that to commission bespoke shaped pieces of double glazing is expensive. So, for instance, if these openings here at the side of the door, if they're kind of solid at the bottom half, and even just one pane of glass there without openings, anything, just one, and one on that side, you know, that's like 300 or 400 quid. And then to put the glass in the skylights, like that one over there, that'll probably be like 200 quid, and I want 2 of those. And then there's the windows at the side that, you know, they have to pretty much be glass, because, you know, you will be looking at them a lot, because, you know, when Sarah's living in here, she'll spend a lot of the time kind of in low positions, like on her bed or on a sofa or on cushions or whatever it is. So in actual fact, you know, all that standing up and sitting around like normal folk will be kind of, yeah, you could do it, but probably most people who would live in here, they might have a stand-up kitchen and a kitchen table and, you know, a few other things and some chairs. But I suspect in the kind of relaxed living area, it'll be rugs and big cushions and, you know, like salt and a swing kind of thing. So, yeah, it's all happening. I did rig up a pulley and all that business, but I didn't actually dare to use it. I did try to use it, but then I realised that the actual pulleys themselves are made out of Chinese metal, and they probably just completely destroy themselves, and then I drop the whole roof on my head or something like that. I've come to the conclusion that in a normal yurt, you have a band around the outside that holds the whole thing together, stops the roof spreading. However, in my yurt-like structure, has eaves, more like a Celtic roundhouse, for obvious reasons of spreading the water. So when the rain comes down, it doesn't hit the walls. And this down the bottom, when the platform's built, which I have marked it out now actually, the platform won't extend past the side of the yurt, so any rain that falls will be off there and then down to the ground, so there'll be a minimum splashback. So I'm hoping that these walls will stay pretty dry actually. Anyway, that's not the point. So as it finishes, there'll be plywood on the inside, and that'll finish about here. Then the vinyl will come down the outside, the insulation will be packed in as far as there, and then a separate piece will come in here, fill that bit. But then beyond that, the vinyl will come across the top, down to the edge, fold over. I will probably have to put some kind of something in there so it can fold over something. And at some other later date, we need to attach gutters, so that'll be something for that as well. But what I realise is this piece of wood here will be accessible when the yurt is finished. And if I was to drill a hole in there and get some big washers like I've got on the roof and put one bolt through each of these all the way around, right, then that roof cannot spread because it's calm. It just can't. It just cannot spread. And so, really, I'm going to keep the band there, but I don't think you really need it, which is a bit bizarre. And then, because of the sort of rake on the sides of on the tops of the walls, I did begin to think, oh yeah, well, when you take away the scaffold and allow the whole weight of that roof to rest on the walls, it'd be pushing in. But then I realised that actually, once that's bolted there, look at the thickness of these panels. It can't go in. It won't be able to sort of fold in on itself. No chance. Absolutely no chance it can't do that. And it can't spread either. So really, I am pretty damn confident in the compression capabilities of these slabs of insulation and of the, well, I definitely am of them. The piece of plywood that's on there, if that got distressed, that's on the inside, behind that fabric, behind that canvas, if that got a bit sort of like pushed, compressed, it would buckle, wouldn't it? But even if that happened, it would only buckle a little bit because the I know that this stuff can take the compression, because I've done experimental building with it before with Mark Swan, who he doesn't mind pushing the envelope a little bit. So I'm pretty damn confident about that. The only thing I need to really consider is some way of attaching now the roof to the actual wall and floor, because I had previously thought that all the way around here there would be bits of wood that hinged down in some clever way, and they'd go all the way around. Then I would attach them together with brackets and it would all become a solid band all the way around the inside. But I'm not going to do that. It's far too difficult. There's no need. And it's just, it would look nice, but I can't actually do it accurately enough that it would look nice. It wouldn't look nice because it would all be slightly out, and it would really make putting the yurt up really difficult. And so I'm not going to do that. So at the moment, the plywood will come down on the inside of the panel, and then and disappear underneath there. And at the meeting point, I will design it'll only be about 1 inch deep, a shaped fillet of wood. I like that term, fillet. Anyway, I don't know if it's appropriate, but I like it anyway. And that won't be a very big bit of wood, but what it'll mean is, as I put these pieces into position, with a little bit of a shove back of the wall, that will then locate, just like that just did. That's bizarre. So it's more of a location, and it's not meant to be handling masses of compression. It's just locating everything. And then I think on the outside, my best idea at the moment is, if I do put bolts through there, is to somehow include in between each of the frames some kind of, probably rope or something, some kind of tensile, cable or something. I don't really fancy cable. I don't know, something that comes down there, and then it will attach underneath the canopy, the platform, and then have one on each one, and then that will sort that issue out. I don't know if I'll actually do that, but that's my current idea. It's simple and easy, and then it'll tie the whole thing together. And if anything takes off, it'll have to take the platform with it as well. So, stand a reasonable chance. Anyway, that's as far as I've got. Okay, good luck to everybody, and best wishes.